Question 8.1. A person has deposited rupees 1 lakh every year. So every year for 3 years. Okay, starting from the end of the first year. Starting from the end of the first year. Calculate the amount he will be receiving. Calculate the amount he will be receiving by the end of the third year if the interest rate is 10%. Okay, so a person has deposited 1 lakh every year for 3 years, starting from the end of the first year. So zero interest rate is 10%. So how do we do this? So 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh, this 1 lakh into, so future value is equal to, for first one, 1 lakh into 1 plus, so for first one it is for 2 periods growing at 10%. So 10% for 2 periods. Then for second one it is for only 1 period growing at 10%. And then third one is directly, the present value is 1 lakh only, so it is not growing. Okay, so overall the total comes to 331,300. Okay, so ninth sum, under a scheme of LIC, a person has deposited rupees 1 lakh every year for 5 years, okay, starting from the first year. Starting from the first year. How much amount he will be receiving by the end of the fifth year. If interest rate is 12% per annum. Okay, so a person has deposited 1 lakh every year for 5 years starting from first year. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So starting from first year you are investing 1 lakh here, then 1 lakh here, third year again 1 lakh, fourth year again 1 lakh, and fifth year again 1 lakh. How much amount he will be receiving by the end of the fifth year? So by the end of the fifth year, how much amount? Okay, so that means the first one, okay, this amount, okay, this amount, what will be the future value of this amount? So this amount. So future value is equal to, so for first one it is 1 lakh into 1 plus, it is growing at the rate of 12% to the power, so number of periods will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So to the power 4 plus, for second amount, 1 lakh into 1 plus 12%. So this will be from 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. So 1, 2, 3 periods. Okay, plus, so this 1 lakh now, 1 plus 12%. So from here 1 and 2 periods. So to the power 2 plus, next one is this 1 lakh. So 1 lakh into 1 plus 12%. Now this is only for one period. 1, okay, plus now this amount 1 lakh plus 1 lakh. Now here you are not going to write anything because this is already the present value. Okay, so we will take this as it is. So nothing will come here, only 1 lakh, same 1 lakh amount. So I just have to calculate now all this. Okay. So when I calculate, it will come to 6,35,285 or 286. Okay. So I can do like this, but it's a very lengthy method. Or, so what is the other shortcut? Or the other way is I can find out the future value interest factor annuity. The formula is future value interest factor annuity. It's a factor that I'm finding with the formula 1 plus r to the power n minus 1 divided by r. Okay. So 1, so yeah, so 1 plus r is 12% to the power, so 5 times he has invested 5 every year for 5 years. Okay, so to the power 5 minus 1 divided by 12%. So when I calculate all this, it will come to 6.3528. So the formula here would be, see, the annuity amount, which is 1 lakh into future value of interest factor annuity. Okay, so 1 lakh into future value of interest factor annuity is 1.3528. So if you calculate, this will also give you the same answer. Okay, so these two will match. So this 6 rupees difference is because of the decimal problem, otherwise it will be a match. Okay, so this is the shortcut method for this kind of sum. Thank you. Annuity. Okay, so annuity refers to a fixed or a certain amount which is occurring periodically. Okay, which is occurring periodically. Okay. And so if you want to find out the future value, so future value of an annuity is equal to annuity amount into 1 plus r to the power n minus 1 divided by r. So this is the formula, and this entire part is called as future value of interest factor annuity. Okay. So future value of interest factor annuity. So it's a factor actually. So future value of interest factor annuity. So this future value of interest factor annuity, so this is just a note that it does not take into account, interest on the last installment. Okay, it does not take into account interest on the last installment. Therefore, it gives the value of the date of last installment. Okay, it gives the value of the date of last installment. Okay, so we'll do a sum. You'll understand it better. So a person has invested rupees 1 lakh every year in the share market, which is expected to give you a return of 15% per annum. Calculate the amount he will be having by the end of the period. Okay. So as the formula goes, annuity amount. So there is an annuity. A person has invested 1 lakh every year. So this is an annuity every year, which is expected to give 15% per annum. Calculate the amount he will be having by the end of the period. So every year, okay, it doesn't specify for how long. Calculate the amount he will be having by the end of the 20th period. So let's make these changes. 20th period. So 20 times years done investments. Okay. So the formula goes like this: annuity amount into future value of interest factor annuity. So annuity amount is 1 lakh into 1 plus, so future value of interest factor annuity formula, 1 plus r to the power n. So r is 15% to the power n is 20 periods minus 1 divided by 1 divided by r. So that will come to 15%, 0.15. Okay. So calculating this will give me 1 lakh into, so if I calculate all this future value of interest factor annuity, the factor will come to 102.4436, and so the value is 102.44360. So this is how easily I can do if I know interest factor annuity formula, okay, for annuity sum.